Hello everyone, and welcome to Python Tips. Again, so today we'll be looking at control structures in Python. So one thing we should note is that control structures are not only used in Python; they are used a lot in most programming languages to help us, execute statements as well as instructions. Uh, they help programmers a lot to control the flow of execution based on certain conditions as well uh, or repetitions. So for control structures, the most common ones are conditional statements. We have loops as well as branching statements. For conditional statements are always made up of what we call if-else statements. So they are used a lot in most applications. We can get good example here is grading system. They can also be used to place conditions to see if the temperature condition is hot or cold. They can also be used to place condition on voting age and all the like. So a good example today we'll be looking at a grading system where we have a score of 85 and we want to place condition on that score to get grades. So we can place maybe a condition that if the score is greater than or equals to 90, we can have an A grade. As if it is greater than or equals to 80, we have a B grade, and continue till we get to a condition where we have a D grade. Now, if we have to also place a condition such that if all these conditions above do not hold, then this one will be executed, which now ends with an else, saying that if this does not hold, then that grade definitely will be an F. So if we bring that grade here, we are having the grade here as B. Why? Because the score was 85 and it falls within this condition. Another type of control structure we find a lot is what we call for loops. For loops are used a lot for iterating over sequences as well as range of items. So let's say, for example, we have a list of fruits and then we want to iterate over that list and print every item in that list. We can use a for loop, and that is why when we use for x in fruits, we can print every item in that fruit list. Another way we can use for loops is in strings. If we want to maybe get like in a string, we want every character in that string, we can also use a for loop. And then also the range function, which is in Python, which helps return a sequence of numbers. We use for loops there a lot. And we should note here that for the range function, uh, the starting value is from 0 by default, the way it was written in Python. And also, we should also note that it starts from 0 and then increments by 1. So let's say, for example, we want to get a range of numbers from 0 to 5. We are going to say for x in range 6, print x. So in that case, we are going to have a range of numbers from 0 to right up to 5, and those numbers are incrementing by 1. So if we do not want the numbers to start from 0 as the default value, we can put a starting condition to be from 2. So if we want the range of numbers from 2 to 5, and then we have to say for I in range 2 to 6, we are going to start, the numbers will now start from what? 2, incrementing by 1 till it gets to what? To 5. Another common type of loop that we will have is what we call nested loops. Nested loops are just like a loop inside another loop. Let's say, for example, if we have adjectives in a list and then we have fruit in a list, and then we want to print a pair of adjective alongside the fruit, we can use what we call what? Nested loops. So if you use the nested loop for these two lists, this will be the output. So the first, when it loops two things, it says for I in adjective, so it will first of all print the first item in the adjective list, which is red, and then match it throughout with the second list, which is for fruit. So that is why we are having what? Red apple, red banana, red cherry. And then it goes through again the second item in the first list. We are going to have what? Big apple, big banana, big cherry, and so on. So guys, thank you so much for following. I will keep posting videos as I did mention, following the rundown I posted on the video yesterday. And the guys, keep following for more tips in Python. Thank you so much.